Ninjago generally has a lot of crazy monsters. It's a core part of the show. After the new era of Ninjago, which starts from season 11, some could say the monsters might even be a little bit more crazier. So I thought today it'll be pretty fun to go through every single Ninjago monster or creature after season 11. The only rules being that it has to be significantly large and it also has to be important enough to have a set. First off, for Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu, we have Boreal and the Firefang. Boreal definitely looks really cool in the set. He has the white and blue color scheme you can't really go wrong with, and he was also really important in the show. The Firefang, on the other hand, is definitely a serpent build that looks better than Wajira or the Great Devourer, but the reason it's not as popular as those is because the story it told was really weak. The Fire chapter in general wasn't too interesting. There's really not much story to it apart from being a Sphero Snake. Boreal and the Firefang together physically look great though, they contrast each other wonderfully. Next up we have Prime Empire's Cyber Dragon and Empire Dragon. These two aren't really proper beasts, but Prime Empire doesn't really have anything else to show. The Empire Dragon is great. It blended well with the whole Prime Empire scheme, and as Unagami's alternate form, it looked great. The Cyber Dragon, on the other hand, it doesn't really have much to make it unique. It's perfect, and that's kind of the problem. It doesn't really have much extra going for it. It's like every other Ninjago dragon. As a J fan, I am a little bit more attracted to it, and the side boosters is definitely different. It's cool to see it in the set, and it's also cool to see in the show. After that, we have Master of the Mountain, and this season has so much creatures and beasts because this season the ninja couldn't get bikes or cars like they usually do because they're in a mountain. They have to be friends with geckos and munts and rhino creatures, so we get quite a few of them this season. There is the Skull Sorcerer's Dragon. This one, the wings are huge, the shoulders are broad. It is a very grand set. The show, maybe it wasn't as grand, but it definitely goes way back in Ninjago's history, being the dragon that Lily, Cole's mother, fought and all, and its green fire looks great. I always wanted to see how this dragon looked in its original form before it was all bones. Then there's the Mino creature, which is what I'm talking about when I say that Master of the Mountain has some pretty different stuff since they couldn't just fill this slot up with a typical ninja car. I'm really happy they ended up making the set. I love the headbutting feature you're able to do in the set, and in the show it worked as a generic slave animal kind of thing. Finally, for season 13, we have Wu's Battle Dragon, but in the show it was really Vanya's dragon called Chompy. I really wish that we didn't get a dragon again when there was so much other cool beasts that they could have used, like that one dinosaur Wu, Vanya, and Cole met when they were falling. I feel like every season they're making a dragon, so it isn't really necessary to make one in such a mystical season. For the island, it was a 45-minute special, but that did not stop LEGO from making another dragon. And this one was the craziest, most mentally insane one we've ever seen. It's called Zippy, or the Jungle Dragon in the set, and it's not only different in terms of character and mentally insaneness, but the colors are also pretty different. It's a turquoise dragon. I'd love to see this dragon more in the show, but since the island was only 45 minutes long, they couldn't really fit it much. But still, pretty lovable. Then finally, for Seabond, one of the more recent seasons, we have a lot more dramatic beasts. The first one being Wajira. In the show, it was really sharp, its storm blasts were sick, and its powers could literally move the ocean and the storm with it. That's extremely powerful. Its texturing was great in the show, and from some angles, it even looked like a prehistoric underwater dinosaur. The build for Wajira is part of the Temple of the Endless Sea set, and a lot of people are getting that set. It's pretty popular. I think up till the head, it captures Wajira pretty well. There's nothing really lacking. It captures the essence of this mystical snake. Downsides being that you can't hold both amulets, which is a huge downside since Wajira's main feature is you put both amulets and you awaken the serpent, and I feel like that should be a part of the set, but it's not. And the head as well doesn't really capture what Wajira in the show was. It doesn't look as sharp, but it definitely looks more dangerous and it looks like it'll kill anything in its path. So that's fine, they kind of balance each other out in the end. Then there's the Water Dragon to counter Wajira. In the show, this was Nia's last attempt to go ahead and defeat Wajira, so this is Nia. In the set, maybe it doesn't look as fluid and watery, but that's mainly because they're using black, and black just grounds the build a little bit too much. The build definitely captures everything I like in a typical Ninjago dragon. It has the tail swiping feature and also the wing flapping feature, so as something that you play with, it is great. Only thing being that we didn't see much of it in the show, so I'm not as convinced to buy it. However, that is all for this video, looking at every single new Ninjago era creature or monster. Comment down below which one was your favorite. I don't really think I could pick my favorite, since there's so much good ones in this new Ninjago era. Thank you for watching a video looking at some creatures and monsters, and as usual, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.